How's it going, guys? Welcome back to a Singaporean Life. I'm your host Tiala, and for today's video we are going to be looking at more Covidiots inside our country. You guys might be very surprised to know about how high our idiocy rate is, considering that we are such a developed country, and that sentence is an oxymoron in itself because oh man, I am surprised at how many stupid people there are. But without further ado, let us go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so the very first guy I want to talk about, this guy has been all over the headlines, Benjamin Glynn. For those of you guys who don't know who he is, he was caught for not wearing a mask on the train, and apparently afterwards he was sentenced to 6 weeks jail on Wednesday, which is 18th of August. That was just 2 days ago, for 4 offenses. Okay, and he has been released from prison and handed over to the authorities for deportation. So the 40-year-old Briton went on trial, was convicted and sentenced all in one day on Wednesday. Okay, so in a statement on Thursday, the Singapore Prison Service confirmed that Glynn was released from his custody and handed over to the Immigration and Checkpoints Authority on Wednesday. ICA will be making arrangements for his deportation, said the spokesperson, adding that his 6-week jail sentence was backdated to July 19, 2021. Okay, he was remanded from that day after being handed a fresh charge for failing to wear a mask outside the state courts. Again, why are these people so dumb? Like, there's something to applaud them for you know, for wanting to stand their ground and be like, okay, if I'm not going to wear a mask on this place and I'm caught for it, then I am not going to wear a mask when I go to court, right? But you know, that's kind of stupid because you just be adding on to whatever sentence that you'll be getting, whether it's a fine, whether it's a jail term, whether it's a whatever. So yeah, that's kind of dumb. Like, if you're a kid who broke the school rules and you get caught to the principal's office, then you obviously wouldn't want to be continuing to break the school rules while you are waiting outside the principal's office, right? Yeah, this is exactly how it is right now. Okay, also they sent him for a mental health checkup or something like that, and he was found without any diagnosable mental disorder, the court had heard previously. So I have no idea what is wrong with these people and not wanting to wear a mask. He even said that he was a sovereign. Okay, not the first person to say that inside of Singapore. And what is with these people and their sovereignty? You know, the law is in place not to restrict your freedom. Rather, the law is in place to protect other people from your own stupidity. Sure, you can argue about everyone should have their rights to make their own decision. They have the freedom to do whatever they want, but the law is not there to restrict you from doing that. The law is there to protect other people from the stupid decisions that you want to make. So yeah, it's not about you, it's about the people around you, in case you're wondering. And for those of you guys who still do not know, wearing a mask does not help prevent you from getting the virus. Rather, it prevents you from spreading the virus to others if you unfortunately caught the virus. That is the whole purpose of a mask, and it is only effective if a large majority of everyone wears the mask, so you don't go around spreading it to other people. It's not so much of keeping the virus out, but more of keeping the virus within yourself. Of course, that's not to say that everyone who wears a mask is infected, but you know, in these unprecedented times, you can never be too sure, and it's always better to be safe than sorry. Okay, there's a lot of this westernized thinking of freedom and whatnot, and it's slowly seeping into our society. We are still a conservative society at heart, and I don't know what's with all these Western values coming in, talking about freedom and all that kind of stuff. I think it's really dumb. Like, for a country to function properly, you do need some kind of authority there. You do need some sort of for lack of a better word, some sort of dictatorship in place. If everyone can just do whatever they want, then there will be no law and no order in the country, and it will be absolute chaos. I mean, look at the USA. That is the perfect example of people having way too much freedom. Like, I have conversed with a few Westerners before online, and their replies really surprised me. Like, they would rather get the virus and risk dying than to, you know, obey a very simple law of wearing a mask, of not spreading the virus to other people. What is so difficult? Is freedom really more important than your life? Okay, maybe you don't treasure your own life, but what about the lives of the people around you, the people you care about? Okay, maybe not strangers, you know, right? I couldn't care less if the man on the street beside me died because I don't know him. But what about the people you care about, your family and your friends? Would you not care if they get infected by someone not wearing a mask? How would you feel? Do you still think freedom is more important in this scenario compared to, you know, your own life? Like, if you're dead, then what freedom do you have? You have no freedom whatsoever. You're dead. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I personally think they should have jailed this guy a lot longer. Like, don't give him the luxury to, you know, flee the country, you know, deport him back to his own country. Jail him up for longer. I do think he needs to be taught a harsher lesson. Alright, so on to the next Covidiot. Okay, this one is closely linked to Benjamin Glynn, and that is this random 51-year-old woman who was seen shouting during the trial of Benjamin Glynn, and she's now being investigated by the police, and she shouted that the court was a kangaroo court. Where do people come up with all these analogies from? Like, seriously. Okay, so District Judge Eddie Tam, okay, same surname as me, so good on you, District Judge, okay. Noticed this and told her to leave the court, but she refused to do so, saying that her mask was broken. She was again asked to leave, but refused to comply and began shouting kangaroo court several times. The term implies that the court is one that ignores the recognized standards of justice, making jumps over evidence and due process. When the police officers tried to escort her out, she shouted at them not to touch her, saying she was a living woman who had no contract with them. Oh, by the way, Benjamin Glynn also used this argument that he was a living man, saying that they can't jail him for not wearing a mask and it's his right and all that kind of stuff. Can you believe how stupid this argument is? Are you even hearing yourself? She also said, I do not respect the judge. Okay, that's fair. You don't have to respect everyone, okay? But causing disruption and chaos in a court hearing, yeah, you're just asking for trouble, lady. Like, why would you even do that? It's like vandalizing the police station, you know, it's something as stupid as that. Why would you walk up to the court and say something like that unless you're begging to be jailed or to be charged? Okay, when told that she was not allowed to enter the court again, she questioned the officers. She said, why can't I go back inside? Is he, the judge, afraid I'll call him a kangaroo again? As she attempted to leave, the police stopped and detained her. Well done. Well, you were asking for it, right? The woman was heard telling the police that she is a Singaporean and recited her NRIC number to them. If you're a Singaporean, why are you so dumb? Okay, maybe Benjamin Glynn is a foreigner. He might not be familiar with our laws and all that. But you, being a Singaporean, 51 years of age, still do not know the basic laws in Singapore. Are you really that stupid? Are you really that ignorant? Or like what? Are you just that poor during these trying times that you have to rely on jail to give you a place to stay and food to eat? I mean, man, I'm going to hell for saying that, but whatever. She was later taken to a holding room on the first floor of the state courts and questioned by the police and was seen leaving the building at about 1 p.m. Those found guilty of contempt of court in connection with proceedings at the state courts may be jailed for up to a year and fined up to $20,000. Wow. Benjamin Glynn, okay, he's a foreigner, he got deported, he can get off the hook easily. Even then, his jail term was like, what, only 6 weeks, which honestly isn't that long, if you ask me. And this woman, just because she couldn't control her mouth and she's a Singaporean citizen with nowhere to run to, you can be jailed up to a year and fined up to $20,000. worse than what Benjamin Glynn is getting in the first place. Why would you want to stand up for an idiot unless you're an idiot yourself, which is what this woman is, I think. Okay, the last idiot that I want to talk about, okay, it's not actually any individual, but rather a rather large group of individuals from this Telegram group chat called SG COVID La Kopi. Okay, so the people here, not everyone. Okay, so basically this is an anti-vax group, okay, to put it simply. Okay, there are a bunch of people spreading all sorts of misinformation and stupid takes on how it's a conspiracy theory, how the vaccine is bad for you, blah 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 inside this group. Okay, not everyone is an anti-vaxxer inside this group. There are some people who are just here to watch the drama, you know, to just laugh at the other idiots in this group. So it's not all 7,748 members are idiots, but a rather large chunk of them are idiots. Okay, so this is actually a burner account in case you guys are not aware, because my main Telegram account it got banned from the group. Okay, so when I first joined the group, I was just looking through it and it was pretty funny, all the stupid takes that people have, and of course there are rules and all that. Let's take a look at the pinned messages, shall we? So there's like 5 pinned messages or something like that. Okay, so somebody asked in the group, do you guys think I should take the vaccine? Somebody asked that. I think it was a genuine question, okay? So no offense to that guy. And I couldn't help myself that morning. I was feeling bored. I was feeling adventurous. I was feeling gutsy. I wanted to have a little bit of fun, and I replied with, you're asking this question in an anti-vax group. What kind of answers are you expecting? And boom! Within 2 seconds of that message being sent, I got banned from the group. Oh my god. Can you believe it? And you know, it's funny because this group is basically advocating for no discrimination, advocating for freedom of choice to, you know, take the vaccine or not. But yet you are stifling people's freedom of speech. How ironic is that? You mean what? I've seen other reports on not just from my own personal experience, but also from, what do you call it, Hardware Zone. Yeah, Hardware Zone. I've seen people getting banned for saying similar stuff like that. Okay, maybe not as passive aggressive as mine, but apparently that guy got banned as well for saying something that apparently the admins didn't agree with. So any pro-vaccine thoughts are instantly censored out in this group, which is really funny. Considering you're a group that wants to promote no discrimination, you're a group that wants to promote freedom of choice of taking the vaccine. So it's not so much of freedom of choice of taking the vaccine, it's more of don't take the vaccine. you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Also, before I got banned, there was some sort of, like, they organized some sort of Zoom meeting, okay, that invited people to come along to listen to other people's stupid takes on how the vaccine is bad for you and all that kind of stuff. And surprisingly, I think there was a number of people who signed up for it. I did not go ahead and you know, sit into the Zoom meeting to listen to whatever retarded nonsense the people had to say there. I think it was really dumb, and apparently it was by some professor, if I'm not wrong. I'm not sure if I can still find it now, but yeah, holy crap, there's so many dumb takes here. Like I know there used to be a member of the opposition party inside here, you know, the guy that linked the whole vaccination thing with the Nazi Germany. Oh my god, that was hilarious. And apparently he got removed from his party for his extremist thoughts, and on top of that, he basically took down the post as well because I don't think he wanted to la Kopi with the Singapore police force for spreading such nonsense. Right, so you guys can see the amount of idiocy that's inside this group, and there's of course the magnetism theory, the 5G theory, Illuminati, New World Order, blah blah blah, all sorts of stupid conspiracy theories. You name it, it's probably somewhere inside this group if you guys can go ahead and dig it out. So yeah, it's basically an echo chamber of anti-vaxxers, you know, supporting each other. And what's worse is not their stupid anti-vaxxer thoughts, but what's worse is there are also others teaching people how to get around the system by like because now we have a lot of checks in place, right, to see whether you're vaccinated or not, and asking people to go for the regular checkup if you're not vaccinated. Bans stopping people from dining in if you're not vaccinated, and of course there are also weekly checkups. They are not subsidized, by the way, if you're not vaccinated. Okay, I don't know if it's subsidized or not, don't quote me on that, but yeah, some workplaces you have to take a checkup like once a week or twice a week if you're not vaccinated. And if you choose not to get vaccinated, that's totally fine. You just have to keep taking the checkup every week, and it's not free, so you have to fork out like, I think it's like $100+ per checkup. So like, why in the world would you want to do that? Hell, just get vaccinated, dude. It is not rocket science, and there's a lot of more credible and scientifically proven articles out there saying why the vaccine is actually beneficial to you than it is harmful for you. Okay, I want to be as objective as I can here, and I'm not going to, you know, cherry pick my stats and data. Yes, there are people who have died from the vaccine, definitely, but how many is that, you know? And most of them, they are old folks. Okay, I would say they are probably more, they are going to die anyway. Okay, let's put it this way. They are in their 90s or something like that. Recently, there was this elderly guy, like, I think it was 80 or 90 years old, passed away after recently taking the vaccine. Like, he was going to go sooner or later, right? Let's be honest, okay? Of course, you can also argue the fact that there was this other teenager who did weights after taking the vaccine and then he passed away. That was a more prominent piece of news. But, you know, how many percentage of people who took the vaccine actually died from it? Less than 1%. Less than 1%. Would you rather take the risk to get COVID, which is a much higher risk, by the way, than just taking the vaccine, which has less than 1% chance of taking your life? You know, of course, you can gamble and say that if I'm just going to stay at home, I'm never going to get the I'm never going to get the coronavirus. I don't need to go ahead and take the vaccine, or I can just be very careful about it. But, you know, it's an uncertainty, and in life, nothing is ever certain for sure. So would you want to take that risk to not get vaccinated and risk getting the coronavirus, as opposed to getting vaccinated and maybe have that slim like 0.01% chance of, you know, maybe being allergic to the vaccine, or, you know, passing away from the vaccine because of a heart disease or something like that? You know, everything that you do in life comes with a risk. Ultimately, I would say you have to weigh out the pros and cons. Which one has a greater risk of you suffering? And for me right now, it's definitely taking it's definitely not taking the vaccine. Okay, if you don't take the vaccine, there is a far higher risk of you suffering and passing away from COVID, as opposed to taking the vaccine and taking that less than 1% chance gamble. Alright, so anyways guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the description below. Do you think what do you think we should do with all these Covidiots in their country? I don't think Changi prison is big enough to fit all of them. So yeah, till the next time, I'm your host Jiale. Peace out.